Well, our Iron Cross bumper has made it. It comes big rig, so you have to, I had to go get it because they can't deliver in my neighborhood. So I just met him at Walmart. It's supposed to weigh out about 200 pounds with that pallet and everything. But I'm fixing to cut this box out of it so I can see what all's in there. And I'll unwrap it, but I can't really put it on until the winch gets here. And it's still got a few more days. And it needs to dry up a little bit, and the temperatures need to get a little bit warmer because it's pretty cold out here right now to mess with something like this, because I got a backyard mechanic it. So until then. Okay guys, I'm going to start on this bumper swap, and the first thing I'm going to do is pop the hood, and then we're going to take this grill off. And I may have to climb underneath and go ahead and take our skid plate off first. It just depends on if my screwdriver's long enough to reach our fittings. Okay, I've got the hood popped. It hasn't been long that I replaced my struts on each side. They had given out and wouldn't hold the hood up anymore. So luckily we don't have to worry about that. Got leaves everywhere. Looks pretty good for 133,000 miles, don't it? Nice and clean. But what we gotta do is, if you see these little, if I can get them, we're gonna turn that about a quarter of a turn. There's one there, there's one here, and there's two on this side, and there's a clip down here. Try to get in relation. Okay, here's the ones we're going to use a screwdriver on, and then we'll have to use a pair of pliers for this one back here. And we'll squeeze those together and they'll pop loose. But there's also a whole bunch of those. I don't know if you can see them or not. There's one there. I see one, two. Looks like one's missing. There's 3 or 4 of them in there, maybe 6. We'll see as we get there. But let's get this grill out. This may be a little bit good. Oh, there it goes. That's clipped. Or unclipped. That one's unclipped. That one's unclipped. That one's unclipped. Let's see what I got down here. Hard to see these, ain't got a lot of good light here. There's that one. There's one here. There's that one. That one. Make sure there's no more that I can see. I don't see anymore. Well, like I said, we're going to need pliers probably on this one. It's like one of those sides are already broke. I've never had this grill off before. It's a little bit awkward to get to. That one just popped out. Good there. Good here. Thought we need pliers. Looks like you can just kind of use a screwdriver. These back in the grill just like we took them off. Push them in there and twist. Okay, so as you can see, the grill's out, and I showed you, how to pop the little fittings out that hold the grill in. There was 4 up here, and then there was 4 down there. You see these little, hang on, there was 3. 1, 2, there was 3 down here. And then there was one that popped in here and one that popped in here that you can just use a screwdriver to push it in and wiggle a little bit and they come out. Same over here on the light housing, or by the light housings. And I'll show you the back of the grill. I took pictures. But these, if you remember, we twisted them and the grill come off, and this part stayed in the truck. Well, you pop these out of the truck, you just pinch them to get them out, and then you put them back in the grill. You just slide them in that groove and give them a twist and get the little flanges lined up. And I said there's 1, 2, 3, and then there was 4 on the bottom. And then these are the ones that they stayed in, and I just took a screwdriver and pushed in the clip and wiggled it, and they came out. So there's 2 of those on each end. So we got the grill out without breaking it. Next thing we're going to do is, I think I'm going to go ahead and move below, because I don't know if y'all can see it, but here's move these leaves out of the way. There's a cross support right here, and you see the 2 bolts there. So I gotta take those 2 bolts out, and then I gotta go to the other side and take those 2 bolts out. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that next, and I may have to take the skid plate off at the bottom. We'll see. Okay, I showed you this crossbar. Had two 12mm bolts that I took out. It came out real easy. You can see there's bolts here that's gonna have to come out, but we're gonna have to take this skid plate. There's a bolt there and over there that we gotta take completely out, and then there's gonna be two bolts down here that we can just loosen because this is slotted and it'll just pull out. We don't have to take it completely out. I am going to try to put this back up, and I want that plate down there, so we'll see what we can do with it. But right now I'm going to get these two out. I believe they're 10mm if they're not 12. Okay, I've got these out from the skid plate. I don't know if y'all can tell anything from here or not, but there's one there, and you see it slotted. See if I can find it, and it just slides out. This one, there it is. That one will slide out too, and we'll just pull this pan out. Right here where these tow hooks are at, if you look back in there, kind of back where my finger is. See if I can find it. There it is up there. It's way up there. Right there. We got to take that one out, and there's going to be one on the other side. So we're going to do that next. Okay, that bolt that's behind the tow hook is also 12mm, and I'm able to get to it with the standard extension. So I'm going to remove those two. One on this side and one on the passenger side. Okay, I've got both of those screws removed, and once I remove those two, the whole bottom's loose. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and unplug my lights on each side. So I'm gonna stop the camera. Let me see if I can give y'all a shot up in there. There's the plug. So you just pull that little tab down over that notch, and they'll unplug really easy. So that's coming now. Okay, I've got both of my lights unplugged. I've got both of the bolts that hold the bottom of the bumper off behind both tow hooks. Now I'm gonna move up top, and I'm gonna remove these two bolts on both sides. So that's going to be next. These two bolts up on top are also 12mm. Okay, I've got all four of these removed. I just noticed I have a plug hanging here. Not sure what it's to. Don't guess there's ever anything plugged into it. I'll double check here in a little bit. Not sure. Looks like there may have been some. Oh, that was the bumper. I'm not sure what that plugged into. Okay, I'm kind of looking. Make sure there's nothing else plugged into this thing. Shouldn't be. I think I can pull it off. Sure, the bottom's loose. Here and see what I'll do. There's a lip. Gotta get it over right there. Down to get the little arms out of the way. I don't want to mess this up. We're still resting up there. Still resting there. Those arms are the only thing that I have to move. It's basically in the way. And I think we can do it without having to completely. There we go. There it is. Okay, the bumper's off. Next thing we have to do is we're going to have to take these two plates off here. Now, we're going to take the next thing we're going to do is take those tow hooks off. And these uprights are going to have to come off. And before I mount the new bumper, I'm going to take my power sprayer and I'm going to clean all this up. There's some leaves down in there. And I showed y'all in a previous video that I've already had to replace my radiator. And I put a all aluminum radiator back in it by Stilling. Been working great. Thing cools great. Haven't had a bit of problem out of it. Now I did have some problem when you put these in. I don't even have the bottom fan shroud on. It's just the top one because it kept hitting the fan on the bottom one because this has the mechanical fan up in there too. But yeah, there's the old bumper. I will take the lights out of it. They're not going to fit in this new bumper. I may leave them in there and get new lights for the new bumper. But there really ain't a whole lot to it. This year truck is a 2006 and you can see a little bit of rust coming in. Not a whole lot. The bumper's in really good shape. Now I did push a car with this bumper one time and I think I've got a small indentation. Yeah, right here. And I could take a block of wood and hammer, I can knock that out. So this bumper will be in good shape and I'll probably go ahead and turn around and resell it and try to get a little bit of money out of it. But it's got rock chips like you expect on the painted surfaces. But that could be sanded down and repainted. The chrome's in really good shape. And you can see the little bit of bumper dent right here. And that can be knocked out. But you see the little rock chips. Can be fixed really easy. Painted to match whatever Nissan color you have. So I'm going to sell that. But yeah, that was not bad at all. And I don't even know it took me an hour to do it. Okay, we've got the tow hooks out. 2 bolts, 17 millimeter. We have to take these brackets here off. And where's the bolt? There they are. Pretty sure they're 17 millimeter too. Yeah, they're also 17 millimeter. We have to take those 2 bolts out for that bracket there. That's bumper support. They are 17 millimeter also. The tow hooks are 17 millimeter. We got both of them out. They're really nice, heavy tow hooks. Labeled left and right for the Titan. Had to use a big old cheater pipe for that because my breaker bar is in the garage, and I figured that was laying there, so I figured I'd just use it. If I break my little old cheap ratchet, I don't care. That thing's been around for years, and it didn't take much. Once I got a little pressure on it, they pop loose. And these I may use the same thing, just so I ain't straining to do it. But this is coming along really well. And I still don't have my winch. Not sure when it's going to get here, but I figured I'd go ahead and get everything off and get it ready for it. I'm going to go ahead and mount the new brackets anyway. So let's get these brackets here off. Okay, as you can see, we already have this support removed. And if you look in that hole, they used blue Loctite. So when I put this stuff back together, I'm going to be sure to use Loctite also. And I had a friend on Instagram message me and tell me to be sure I used Loctite when I mounted that winch too. So I definitely will. But this one here, I've got the bolts out. Let's see, there we go. Blue Loctite in those holes too. So yeah, I've got the tow hooks, all the brackets, and the bumper. It's off. It's ready to clean this up. I just will clean it up while I got everything off of it. And then once the winch gets here and I get it installed in the bumper, it will be ready to put on. But I am going to go ahead and put the brackets on that's laying over here on this bench. There's 2 brackets there. I'll give you a better look at them once I get them on the truck. So that's the bracket and the bolts that came with the bumper. And if you remember, the tow hooks bolted from the bottom. Tow hooks is right here. And this is shaped just like the tow hook. So it's gonna fit up underneath here, and then those 2 bolts are gonna go up in here. Of course, this part sticks up, but those 2 bolts on either side is what'll hold the brackets on. I guess that's pretty much what's gonna hold everything. Now I was worried about this. Sticks out, and when you put this plate up there, it bumps up against that one and part of this one. But I read the instructions they gave and didn't say do anything about that, so I'm just going to put them up against it and be done with it. But yeah, it's a pretty easy job so far. The bad part is going to be when I put the winch in this bumper. That bumper weighs about 170 pounds, and the winch that I got's got synthetic lines, so it's lighter than your steel line winch, but it's still going to weigh 60 pounds. So 170 and then 60, you're looking about what is that, 230? 230 pounds.